my name and you get a special discount on a free autograph photo of yours truly, okay?
Time for our last guest, and he's been on before. He comes back now. He's the head of an organization called HATE. H-A-T-E, Humans Against Television Evangelists. So come on.
Yeah. Come on. Yeah. Bring it up.
His name is Rick Scouler, and Rick, you are back now because you say that religious leaders on television and radio and so forth should not be suggesting to their viewers who they should vote for president.
Correct. That's correct.
Why shouldn't they have the right to do that?
Because politics has no business being in the church.
Hey, the church people...
They're not even a church, they're crooks, so why should they be promoting politics? They're crooks. You got it. These people...
I'm sick and tired of you and people like you who are constantly picking on these TV people.
They need it. They need to be arrested and put in prison is what they need. We need to get them off the air.
You need to be arrested and put in a mental institution. What do you think? Hey, you know what? Hey, he thinks he's really glamorous Hollywood with his white tie and the glasses on top of his head.
Wally, what we're trying to do...
He thinks he looks like some movie star. Instead, he looks like some punk in West Hollywood on Santa Monica Boulevard.
Yeah. You'd know, Wally, because you're down there every night, aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, picking up on the little boys.
Yeah, I'm down there checking out the scene, and I find you on the corner every night down there.
Tell you, Wally, what we're trying to do,
What you're trying to do is kill God in America.
What I'm trying to do is make you shut up for a minute so I can talk, okay?
Wait a minute.
Shut up. Get that. Wally can't take the competition.
Big Hollywood star, get out of here.
What we're trying to do, Wally, is Pat Robertson is going to run for president. Can you imagine
What's wrong with Pat Robertson running for president?
Pat Robertson would make about as good as president as you make a talk show host.
Hey,
and that's not very good.
I say there's nothing wrong with some of our television preachers getting on the air and talking about politics and telling who they feel might be good presidential
candidates. They're not
candidates.
saying who they feel. They're telling you who to vote for. And if you think Ollie Norther's a crook and Ronald Reagan's a crook, wait till Robertson gets on there. Then you really see a crook.
Hey, wait a minute. These people have the right. What about freedom of speech? Don't you believe in freedom of speech?
I believe in separation of church and state.
But that doesn't mean that religious people cannot get involved and take an active hand in talking about politics. Shouldn't they be able to talk about politics?
No, Wally, in the church. In a church, in a home church in your neighborhood, that's fine. But you know that the two most powerful television stations in the world are CBN and TBN. They're both Christian
Broadcasting Network, right.
That's right.
And a Christian.
And you know how many people...
What's wrong with that?
Because they're not given equal time to the other opponents.
Because you're an atheist, aren't you?
No, I'm not.
Why do you have an organization called HATE?
Because we're against crooks that steal money from poor, innocent people.
Well, they're not doing that.
What are they doing? They're taking money, so Jim Baker so he can go play with his homosexuals, and Tammy so she can take drugs. That's exactly what he's doing.
All these ministers are trying to do on their television show, when they get involved in politics, they're trying to point out the people who are moral and decent candidates. They're trying to point out the candidates who are running for high office who believe in God.
No, what they're trying to make...
They should be able to do that.
What you have to remember, Wally, is this is one nation under God, not one nation ruled by God.
Hold on.
This is one nation under God.
It is under God, and it is also ruled by God, isn't it?
No. Wally, what these people are trying to do, they're so right-wing conservative, they're right of you, and that's real bad. So what these people want to do, these are the people that are responsible for taking out books out of public libraries and schools. like Little Black Sambo. They won't even let that in the schools anymore. And these are the kind of people that are taking away all this stuff. They want the world to be just like they want it, and if you're not like them and you don't fit in their cookie cutter, then you have no place in America.
You stupid little dimwit, let me tell you something. These people have every... Do you believe in freedom of speech?
I sure do.
Then these evangelists, these television preachers have every right in the world to get on the air and say what they want to say and give their opinions and then let the people watching either believe it or turn off the television.
No.
But they have the right to say what they want to say.
But they're brainwashed. These television evangelists have brainwashed these people so they'll do anything they say.
I'm saying,
if they said to vote for you for mayor, they'd probably go out and do it.
Why are you denying freedom of speech to ministers?
That's not a denying freedom of speech. They have to give any television station, you should know this, Wally, has to give equal time to the opponent.
Oh, no, they don't. Stupid. Hey, these guys...
Political, anything
I'm in television. What do?
You're on television?
You sell newspapers on a corner, I think, down there.
You call this television? I call this a shoebox.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. Wally George.
Girl, calm down.
The most talked about talk show on television and the most imitated. Join Wally as he grills those liberal loonies and tells you the way it really is. And now, here he is, that hard-hitting award-winning voice of conservatism, patriotism, and controversy. The one and only Wally George.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Welcome all across America. This is the program that helps President Bush make America even greater. Hey, I'll tell you, we speak up for the other side. We spread the conservative point of view. That's right. That's right. We continue while my imitators bite the dust.
That's a fact. One by one.
One by one. Okay. Okay. On the program tonight, pay attention, everybody, wherever you are, because we have a wild show tonight. We have some very topical things to debate tonight. First of all, we have Eddie Goodwin here, and he's going to be debating me on a very hot subject. Should minors, teenagers who commit murder and partially retarded people who commit murder, should they get the death penalty? Eddie says, no way. And I say if you commit the death penalty and you happen to be a minor, you still go to the chair. And then, back for another appearance. He's been on my show for 6 years now. He gets more. Okay. He gets more ludicrous every year. here to debate me on creationism taught in our public schools. He says creationism should not be taught, only the theory of evolution. Oh, come on. He's against prayer in school. He's against God. Oh, God. And of course, his name is the ludicrous Rudy Krause. Okay. Hold down the audience. Welcome to Hot Seat. And now, Bill Bancroft, it's time for our first victim, and he's back again for another battle, if you will, Bill.
Here he is, the bleeding heart friend to murdering teenagers everywhere, Eddie Goodwin.
Eddie Goodwin.
Yeah, so first of all, I don't know who this jerk is next to me, but I don't like for you to try to, label me as some kind of whatever. Don't label me. Don't put me in any categories. I'm unique. I'm different. I'm one of a kind. Don't put me in any kind of category. Okay? Don't put me in any kind of category.
Aren't you a friend to teenagers who murder people?
What you think?
Hey, hold on.
I think you are.
Yeah, you a fool then. That's why. You a fool. You Wally's friend. That shows you how smart you are. So
Who's labeling people here?
Wait a minute. I'll put you in a category. You're a nitwit.
Yeah.
Now, I'll tell you why you're a nitwit, Eddie. The Supreme Court...
Takes one to know one.
Oh, God.
I'll tell you what I am. If you're going to put me in any category, what I am is the greatest man alive. Got that? Don't put that. I'm the greatest man alive. That's right.
Hey, he thinks he's Muhammad Ali's brother, I think.
That's what I am. The greatest man alive. Now, let's go. Let's get to the subject. Let's go to the issue. Let's go to issue. Let's go.
Do you also float like a butterfly and sting like a bee?
Yeah, ask the ladies. Yeah, ask the ladies.
Okay,
Let's tell you how much I steal.
hold on. Now, the reason I call you a nitwit is because the Supreme Court of the United States of America has ruled in its ultimate wisdom that it's okay. Hold on. They have ruled that it is legal to send minors or semi-retarded people to the gas chamber, and I say that's right. Okay.
I'll tell you what that is, Wally. What that is me. What that is medieval and barbaric, I tell you. That's what it is. A modern society, it's barbaric to execute teenagers and mentally retarded people. Only 5 nations in the entire world execute children under 18. We're going to join that category? That's ridiculous.
I'm telling you this. I'm telling you this.
And let me tell you something about that Supreme Court. That Supreme Court is dangerous. That Supreme Court is more dangerous than any gang, than any...
I'll tell you, wait a minute.
That Supreme Court is violent.
Wait a minute. I'll tell you who's more dangerous. These teenage gang members who are killing people every day. Now, let me tell you something.
That's Supreme Court.
Just because somebody... Now, here in Los Angeles, we have these gangs here in L.A. Most of those gang members are underage, they are minors, and they're driving around the streets shooting at people randomly. Do you know last year they killed over 300 innocent victims? And I say, especially those teenage gang members knew what they were doing, and they should get the gas chamber.
Teenagers and mentally retarded people are not responsible for the actions. They were. Why can't they join the army? Why can't these people buy alcohol? Why can't these people vote? If they were so responsible, they should be able to do all these things that all the adults are able to do.
Well, what about at 16? They drive a car.
Yeah, but can they vote? Can they buy alcohol? Can they join the army?
You don't have to be able to vote to kill somebody.
Well, I'm telling you, Eddie.
If they were so responsible, why can't they vote? He said that they're responsible people. If they were so responsible, why can't they vote?
There's no relationship between killing and voting.
He's not a relationship. He's trying to say people are responsible.
Eddie, when you
find this fool at?
When you
get
vote,
David back.
Here's the. Here's the whole thing. You're talking about apples and oranges.
That's right.
We're talking about just punishment.
You just said these people were responsible in death. You said these people were responsible, Wally. If they were so responsible, why can't they vote?
You wait a minute.
You do all the talking, let me get some in.
Now, what I'm trying to tell you, when a young person, I don't care if he's 15 or 16 or 17, when he pulls a gun and kills somebody, that little punk knows what he's doing, and he should burn.
First of all, I just want to state that I'm against the death penalty, period, no matter how old you are.
Cruel, unusual punishment.
No, the main reason is because the judicial system is very racist, is a known fact. There has never been, be quiet. In the history of this country, there has never been a Caucasian person who was executed for killing a black person.
Don't get into that, Eddie.
Hey, that's facts.
Talking about teenagers.
That's facts.
What's that got to do with it?
We're talking about teenagers.
What you just talking about the death penalty? I said I'm against the death penalty for all people, no matter how old they are.
I'm saying that if it's a white kid who kills somebody, he should go to the gas chamber too.
I don't care
But
what.
it don't happen.
I don't care
Sure,
what.
I'm saying it should.
But it don't. That's the fact. The fact it don't.
I say this. No matter what color they may be, no matter what age they may be, if they're semi-retarded, I don't care. If they kill, they get killed too. Now, you know what, Eddie?
Give me a chance to speak.
Wait a minute, Eddie. Too often in society, young teenage punks, they commit armed robberies, they commit rapes, they commit murder.
Why?
Why? Because they know that we're not dealing tough enough.
That's not why.
I'm telling you the reason.
I'm telling you why.
We're not being.
I'll tell you why.
Wait a minute. I'll tell you why.
Can I speak?
We're not being. I didn't ask you. You asked me. I'm telling you.
I asked you what?
I'll tell you what. You see, too many attorneys. You know, some kid blows some guy away with an Uzi or whatever. He happens to be a minor, and the attorney goes into court and says, "Oh well, boys will be boys." No way. And also, oftentimes, they will get somebody off if they happen to be retarded to a degree. I say as far as the retarded are concerned, that has to be done case by case. If a person is retarded, but is still able to take care of himself and hold a job and all of those things, and then he commits murder, then I say that retarded person should certainly be able to face the gas chamber.
Don't you realize that anyone whose IQ is under 70 is considered retarded? So how are you going to judge each case? If somebody has an IQ of 69, then you're going to tell me, well, maybe it should be lean on this guy. If another person's IQ is 30, then you should say that, are you going to say that this person should be executed? I mean, where do you draw the line at?
I'll tell you where I just...
How can you be slightly retarded? Either retarded or you're not. If your IQ under 70, you're retarded.
I don't care.
That's the way it is.
What I'm telling you, Eddie...
How can you be slightly retarded?
Wait a minute. What I'm telling you, if this retarded person is able to keep a job, is able to take care of himself, and is able to lead a normal life, then he obviously is not that retarded and should stand trial and face the death penalty like anybody else. You see, what happens, Eddie?
Where are you going to draw the line at, Wally? I'm telling you, if a person is considered IQ, what you mean when?
You are listening to me.
Anybody can hold a job. A trained gorilla can do that. That don't prove anything. Just because you can hold a job, whatever, that don't prove anything.
What I'm saying is, I keep telling you this, it should be held case by case, case by case. Now, the Supreme Court said retarded can get the death penalty, and that means It's the degree of retardation. If a person, once again, is able to lead a normal life, hold a job.
What is a normal life, Wally?
That means holding a job, taking care of themselves without any help, then they are normal and they should get the death penalty. And for God's sake, I hope you understand once and for all. I'll be right back.
It may be cold outside, but it's sizzling.
We're back. Wally George with Hot Seat, my guest Eddie Goodwin, and we're talking about whether teenagers, minors who kill people should get the death penalty. I say yes. The Supreme Court says yes. Everybody here says yes.
Hey, what about the American public? Opinion polls show that the American public is against the execution of 18-year teenagers and mentally retarded people.
You want a poll?
Public polls show that.
Let's take a poll.
Let's take a poll. It's not a cross-section of America.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. I don't see no minorities in here.
All those who think teenagers and retardists should get the death penalty say yes. Opposed, say no.
Me. No, all right.
Okay, Eddie,
That's
you're
right.
overruled.
That's right. Read the opinion polls, Wally. This is not a cross-section of the entire nation.
These people represent the entire country.
This is not a cross-section.
Now listen, Eddie. Hold on. Do you know, here in Los Angeles, hold it, guys. Here in Los Angeles, you know and I know, the biggest problem we have in Southern California are these gangs. And you and I both know that the majority of these gang members are underage. They're minors, 15, 16, 17. Oh, yes.
Not necessarily.
Well, the LAPD tells you that.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
The average are underage. They are high school kids.
They got gang members 30 years old.
But the average are teenagers, and they have no regard for life. So if they have no regard for life, then we should have no regard for their lives.
Wally, it's a known fact, Wally, that the death penalty has never deterred murder. So
yes, it does.
It don't, Wally. It never has and never will.
Does.
It don't, Wally.
Well, it's a sure
Come
thing that
on.
the guy that committed the murder and gets executed never does it again.
That's right.
Well, I tell you what, when you execute that person, will that person he killed come back? No.
Hey, you know what?
You don't solve murder by killing. That's not the way you solve murder by. You're gonna.
What it is, Eddie?
That's ridiculous.
Eddie.
You wanna punish somebody for killing a person by killing them?
What it is, Eddie? You're not killing them. You're not killing them. You are punishing them, right? That's not killing. That is just. Now I want to tell you something. Hold on. I wish you could talk to the family of this man. Now you see, you read these headlines every day. Hold it, guys. A little girl, 7 years old, was strangled. Earlier this year, a little 7-year-old girl was strangled, and you know who she was strangled by? A 15-year-old teenager. And I'll tell you what.
You think this?
Now hold on.
Death penalty would prevent that murder? Of course not.
Her father was so grieved by his little girl who was killed that he went to her grave and blew his own brains out. Now, this little 15-year-old was responsible not only for the death of his child, but for her father, and you can't tell me he doesn't deserve the gas chamber.
I tell you who's responsible for violence in this country. It's the culture in America. America just breeds violence. TV, the movies, the magazines, violence is it's popular. It's glamorized. And plus, you have to look at the fact that we have all these handguns, all these rifles in this country. That's another reason why we have so many murders. Let's get to the root of the problem of why we have all this crime in the country. As I just said, the root of the problem is the fact that we have such easy access to guns. The fact that we have so many drugs in this country, the fact that this culture just breeds violence. Those are three of the main reasons why we have so many murders in this country.
No, I'll answer that.
Let's get these handguns off the streets. We won't have any murders.
I'll tell you the root of the problem is, that we're too easy on these punks who commit crime and murders. We've been too lenient, and the gun problem is no problem.
The gun problem is no problem. That's ridiculous.
We should not take guns away from law-abiding citizens.
That's ridiculous. Yeah, it's not the law-abiding citizens. It's not the law-abiding citizens who out there killing people. It's the criminals.
Eddie, wait.
It's not the law-abiding people, law-abiding citizens who out there killing people, Wally. It's the criminals who out there doing all the killings.
Do you know, Eddie? Hold on. Do you know, Eddie, there are more people killed every year by automobiles than by guns. Do we
That's ridiculous.
Yes, that's the fact.
I'm saying that's not the point that make. What are you trying to prove?
Well, here's my point.
That don't prove anything.
Here's my point.
What point are you trying to make?
All right, he asked me. Here's my point. The obvious answer is people who are killed. You want the point or not?
Yeah, come on, say
it. You want my point or not?
Yeah, of course.
Here's my point. More people are killed by automobiles than by guns. And I'll tell you, the people who kill by automobiles are irresponsible people, irresponsible drivers, and the people who kill by guns are irresponsible people, or they are criminals. But the law-abiding, sensible citizens will never kill by guns.
That's true, brother.
Let's go to the audience.
Hi, yeah, Eddie. You know the Bible says.
Thou shalt not kill. That's what the Bible says, too.
Before that, it says an eye for an eye.
Thou shalt not kill, too.
Shut up, Eddie.
Let him talk.
The Bible says an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth.
It also
Don't
says
you believe the word of God?
It also says thou shalt not kill. So which part, how you going to interpret the Bible?
Eddie, it also says, hold on, it also says, he who spilleth man's blood, so shall his blood be spilled.
Hi, Wally. My name's Frida. I'm from La Habra. I have a question.
Hey, punk, watch it back there, you in the blue shirt, or you're going to be out of here with your smart signs. You, right there, watch it, or you're out of here. All right, go ahead.
Okay, I have a question for Eddie. If, all these gang-by shootings, if they were your family, if they were driving by and shooting your wife or your kids, would you think they deserve a slap on the wrist? Or would you think they should get the extra?
If somebody, that word...
No, think of your family. It's your family.
If that tragedy was to happen to me, killing that person executing that person for killing my family or whatever would not bring back my loved one. So, hey, what difference does it make?
Yeah,
it would not bring back my loved one.
No. Yeah, but it would, wait, I have one thing to say. It would prevent them from doing it again. You would let them out on the street so they can turn around and kill somebody else.
You lock them up forever. Don't have to worry about them. You lock them up forever. Don't have to worry about them.
Tell me, Eddie, that if your mother was brutally murdered by some...
Like I just told her, by killing that guy would not bring my mother back.
Well, I'll tell you.
Would not bring my mother back.
Well, I'll tell you, if anybody...
What would have done to prevent things like that from happening from the start? Let's do things to prevent that from happening.
Hey, well, then you're a hell of a rotten son, I say. If anybody shot my mother,
what you gonna do?
I would either make sure he got the death penalty or I'd blow his brains out myself.
Would that bring your mother back? Would that bring your mother back?
No.
Would that bring your mother back?
No, but I would have just...
Case closed. Case closed. Case closed. Case closed.
You're going to be closed in a second.
Case closed.
Okay, go ahead. Wait, let me answer that. It is not the idea of bringing anybody back, but it is giving that person their just punishment, isn't it?
Yeah, Eddie, most of these people who commit these crimes at such a young age are going to be probably habitual criminals. Why should we be subjected to their crimes and also pay for them throughout their prison sentences by taxpayers? We're the taxpayers. Why should we have to do that?
I just don't believe it's right to kill someone. That's all believe it's not right to kill. Let's do things to prevent these murders and all these killings from happening. Let's start by, not glamorizing violence. Let's get the guns off the street. Let's get the drugs off the street. If we do this, we wouldn't have the amount of murders that we do have today.
No.
Let's get to the root of the problem, Wally.
The answer, Eddie.
Let's not put no Band-Aid solution over the problem.
To get to the root of the problem is to get people like you with their heads screwed on right instead
That's
of...
right, or screwed on right.
But your head
right.
needs...
Screwed
your
on
head
right.
needs
I
to
walk
be screwed
correctly.
on right.
It is right. It's all right already. Now walk correctly.
You are trying to protect...
I'm not protecting anybody.
You're trying to protect people who commit murder, and I say they need no protection, and I say they must get the same penalty anybody else does.
You're wrong as always, Wally.
Thanks.
Now, here to argue with me, well, she's not really arguing with me. She agrees with me that women should not compete with men, but she also thinks that women should be strippers, and I'm going to find out why. Her name is Pallas, Athenas, and she's here with her bouncing bimbos, and here they are. Here we go. Everybody settle down. Okay, settle down, everybody. This is Pallas, Athenas, and her bimbos. All right, now just sit back and relax, Pallas, because we can't. Okay, there you go. Now, is your name Pallas, Athenas?
Yes, Wally.
Now you are all bimbo strippers, right?
Yes, we are.
Hey, now, you came on my show to say on one thing you say you agree with me on. What do you agree with me on?
Women should not try to compete with the men.
Nope.
In the job market.
All right, you say women should not try to compete with men in the job market?
Yes.
Or in life? They should do their own thing, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Now,
women should not try to be men, and you men, you don't want to try to be women.
Yeah, I would hope not. Although I think my last guest, Rick Scouler, is doing a good job of it. Now, if you say women should not try to compete with men, and you agree with me on that, what are you saying now? I'm not sure I got you right. What are you saying, women? What are you saying?
Work and take care of themselves.
Yes, but what do you think women should do for a living, for example?
Well, all unmarried women should be down working at the strip clubs and the
Wait, you're saying all women who are unmarried should be working as strippers?
Yes, that's a woman's natural occupation.
Wait a minute. How many of the women in the audience agree with that? Wait a minute. Let me tell you, all women are not bimbos like you are. I mean, why would all single women in America want to be strippers? What are the advantages about being strippers in America? Why would they want to do that?
So that all the men can come down to the strip club and pick out the one they want.
What do you mean by pick out the one they want? Wait a minute, the one they want to take out for a date or the one they want to marry?
The one they want to marry, Wally.
Oh!
Family values, just like Wally does.
How many of you guys would want to go down to a strip club and pick out your wife?
way.
You guys would pick out your wives at a strip club?
And those
See, they're
women,
not sure. They have mixed opinions
the
out there.
women will retire from the strip clubs, they will bake cookies, and they will strip for you.
Now, Pallas, are you trying to tell me that the men, if are going to flip their cookies? If no, you're going to bake cookies. I got that wrong. Are you saying that you're going to bake cookies and strip for your? Are you saying that women should act like strip teasers at home for their husbands?
Of course. Wouldn't you guys love to come home and see one of these? Now I want you all to come down to the Hollywood East.
Hollywood East? Where is that?
It's in La Puente, and gentlemen, we dance totally nude, so you really
That's it. Oh, I've had enough. I've had enough of this. You're out of here.
I'm telling you, the men love it.
One tonight, Wally, is Ron Smith, who is the owner of the Ron Smith Celebrity Look-alike Organization.
There he is.
That's a great welcome, Wally.
I know you feel welcome now, Ron.
Actually, you're right. I'm not Ron Smith. I'm his look-alike.
Now, Ron, let's start off right off the bat here. Hold on, gang. Hold it down. You are making a living in a pretty raunchy way, I think. Ron, what do you think? Now, I think you're being unfair to stars like Burt Reynolds and Liza Minnelli and Elvis and Dolly Parton and all these stars. You get celebrity lookalikes, people who look like these stars. They go out and earn money looking like these stars without the stars' permission. I think first you should get the written permission of every celebrity. Now, how do you answer that? How do you answer that, Ron?
Wally, imitation is the most sincere form of flattery. When you're famous, you're copied, a la Rich Little. When we do a job, Wally, we always make it clear that, in fact, it is a celebrity look-alike. I think the only problem is no one could... I think the problem is you're just jealous, Wally. No one looks like Wally George. No one has that hair, and I think that you don't... Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, and no one looks like you, so you're not flattered. So I guess...
Oh, come on. Listen, you should be darn thrilled that nobody looks like you, pal. But I'll tell you this, you're evading my whole question here. I think it is unfair to these stars for you to be making money on them, making personal appearances. I mean, why should a sponsor, for example, hire a star and pay Burt Reynolds $50,000 when he can hire your Burt Reynolds look-alike for a few bucks? Why? That's unfair to the star, don't you think? It really is.
As you'll find out, Wally, when you see our celebrity look-alikes that we've brought down here tonight, these people are born like what they look like. They can't help it. Most of them have lost jobs because of their likeness. When they go into a restaurant, they have the fame without the fortune. And they have to live with their looks, with or without Ron Smith. If you're fat, you're fat. If you're ugly, you're ugly. And you have to be what you are. These people are Ron Smith celebrity lookalikes. When we use them, we make it clear that's exactly what they are. We're not masquerading them as the stars, Wally.
But Ron, there are many stars who have expressed anger over people who are being employed because they look like them. And how do you respond to that?
I say there's many people that have expressed anger watching your show and taking your views.
Oh,
we all can express anger. There's no right or wrong. It's just making it very
I'm
clear.
talking about how do you answer the stars who resent you making a living off of using people who look like they do.
Bob Conrad walked up to me at a party and asked me a question. I think he's a star, and he said, Ron, do you have a look-alike for me? I said, Bob, yes, I do. He says, great, then I know I've made it.
Oh,
He felt
boy.
that imitation was flattering. Eddie Murphy walked up to me at a discotheque. I was having dinner at a club. He says, Ron, do you have a lookalike for me? I said, Eddie, no one's that handsome. He says, well, let me give you a guy, and he gave me a name and a phone number. I can't help it, Wally, if no one looks like you. I can't help it. I can't help it if you haven't. Wait a minute, Wally's very famous, but give him another couple years and we're going to need a lookalike for Wally. The only problem is we're not going to be able to make a lot of money because the security that you're going to require, your lookalike's going to require, is going to be astronomical.
Now listen, I think we should hear and see from a couple of your lookalikes, and I understand. All right, here. Over there. Now, all right, now we have, hold on, everybody. Hold on, audience. Hold it down. We have here a Burt Reynolds, no, I'm sorry, that's the Wally George lookalike right there.
Which one?
No, that's the Burt Reynolds lookalike and the Liza Minnelli lookalike. What do you think of them, huh? Now let me ask you, how long have you been making a living looking like Burt Reynolds?
About 6 years.
Why don't you go out and get a real job, for heaven's sake, right?
Wally, I gotta tell your audience, Wally wanted the real Burt Reynolds and the real Liza Minnelli, and we're doing this as a favor to him. Things are
okay. What is your?
I want you to know that.
How long have you been doing the Liza Minnelli?
This has been my avocation for about 5 years now.
Your avocation.
That's
what else
right.
do you do?
I'm a sales executive for a moving and storage company.
Oh, thank you very much. And hey, you know, I forgot. Ron Smith brought down another lookalike, and it's quite amazing. I gotta say, this probably is his best. Look at the Oscar lookalike. Get a shot of him. That's the Oscar lookalike. David, it's amazing.
I know it. You'd swear it was Oscar.
You would swear that was Oscar.
You would, yeah.
Okay, now, David, you are David, aren't you?
Well, I don't know. Better check with Ron.
Let's get our final guest on the hot seat tonight.
Okay, making a return engagement after a very brief visit last week, Clarence Shack, who has an organization to abolish the issuing of traffic tickets.
Now, okay, settle down, the audience. And now, Bill, it's time for our next familiar victim on the hot. He's been here for the last 6 years, okay?
So many times, that's right. And every time just as ludicrous as every other time. As you know, the topic is the teaching of creationism versus evolution in our public schools. And you talked about having enough brawn and guts to come down and debate you. This guy's got a lot more brawn than brains.
Yeah, right on.
And I call him Ludy Rudy. Rudy Krause.
Rudy Krause is here.
Hey, listen, Bill. While you were contemplating waiting in line when God was handing out brains for the very first time, I was taking cuts ahead of you, going back for seconds, thirds, fourths, and
on hair.
Hey, Bill, can I have cuts? Okay.
Hey, I wouldn't talk about people who are a little bit loony when you see how you're dressed. What do you think? Now, Rudy, the way that you're here, Rudy, the reason that you're here is Congressman William Dannemeyer has proposed legislation in Congress requiring public schools to teach creationism because they're already teaching Darwin's theory of evolution, and he thinks, to be fair, they should also be teaching creationism, that we did not necessarily come from apes or pollywogs, that we were created by God. Now, what's wrong with that, Rudy?
I can solve that argument right now. I came up with the crevolution theory. That is creation and evolution. That God created evolution to create the universe. The fact that we do not live in a static world is evidence that God did not poof the universe into existence. In the beginning, God created a tremendous explosion of pure energy called the Big Bang.
Rudy, hold on, Rudy, hold on. Wait a minute. Hey, wait a minute. The only explosion I know of is the one that went off in his head.
It was a process of steps in order, logic, sequence. Study physics. Physics is the Bible of God.
Rudy, I think you need a good physic. What do you think? Hey, I want to tell you something, Rudy. Hold it. It's only fair. When they're teaching our kids Darwin's theory of evolution, which completely ignores creationism, Congressman Dannemeyer is 100% correct when he says we must hear both sides. Why shouldn't we hear both sides?
Okay.
Why can't the kids be exposed to creationism?
Tell me what you want to teach. Tell me in one sentence. You want to teach that God created the universe,
That's right?
Okay, now we've ended the course, Creation 100. Now what's the next step?
Oh, come on, Rudy.
God created the universe. That's it.
No, it isn't.
Where do you want to go then? You want to go into the biblical stories, the biblical myths, the subliminal messages that are in the Bible, the backward masking that is in the Bible?
Backward masking?
That's right. The stories in the Bible are backward masked. Just like satanic records, they say one thing, but they mean another. The Bible is hypocritical.
Are you trying to tell me, sitting there in your blasphemous way, are you trying to tell me that you think that the Bible is satanic?
Just like the Shroud of Turin was found to be a fraud, the Bible teachings will be found to be a fraud in the 21st century. No, I'll prove it. I will prove it. First, we must define. Is God truth? Is God truth?
God?
Yes. God is total truth. Can God lie? No. Then why does God consistently lie and violate his commandments in the Bible?
How dare you? How dare you? How dare you say that the Bible is a lie? How dare you say that? That is the most
What is the 10th commandment? Thou shalt not commit adultery. Yet what does God do? God engages in an adulterous affair with Jacob's wife, the Virgin Mary, and rapes her. He not only violated the 10th commandment, he violated the 6th commandment, thou shalt not steal, as he stole her virginity too. And what the Bible states, what this is saying is that What this is stating is
Wait a minute, Rudy. Wait a minute. You dare? Do I hear you right? Are you telling me that the Virgin Mary was not a virgin? Are you telling me that? Are you telling me that, Rudy?
I'm saying that God took her virginity. He took Jacob's wife, and that was an adulterous act that violated the 10th commandment. Your God is hypocritical. My God is not, because my God is one of science, reason, and rationale. Get real.
Hold on. I say, Rudy, you are a blasphemous fool, and you should be locked up in a padded cell. I'll be right back.
We're back, Wally George, and we're here with Rudy Krause, who has been saying some very sickeningly blasphemous things. Do you think this is blasphemous, huh? Rudy, the things you... Wait, no, hold on, Rudy. One day, Rudy, you're going to have to come face to face with your maker, God Almighty, and you're going to have a heck of a lot of explaining to do. Yes.
Open the book of life. Does Wally's name appear? No, dear God, it's not in here. Then cast him into the eternal lake of fire. Boom, you're gone. Oh. Wally, statistical studies show with scientific empirical fact that people who believe in the Bible are more likely to suffer mental disorders than people who do not. Oh. And this is proven.
Well,
this is proven.
Well, obviously, take a look at him. He obviously is the biggest argument against what he just said, right? Now, you know what I'm saying, Rudy. Hold on. What I'm saying, Rudy, I am against the teaching of evolution and not creationism. Now, Rudy.
Okay.
No, hold on. You maybe evolved from apes, but the rest of us were created by God.
It is that type of mentality that puts over 50% of the people in mental institutions because of religious schizophrenia.
Well, you've been in a mental institution
out of touch with reality. And my sister's in there too. She's in there because of the Virgin Mary complex.
Oh.
Now her eyes roll to the back of her brain because every day she's forced to take Narvane, and there's a constant itch in her fingertips that's called a thorazine twitch, and it's not her fault that she lost her will. It's a little pink pill called Mellaril.
Oh.
I have to thank Christian teachings for that.
Rudy, is it not a fact that you were confined in a mental hospital?
Yes, that's correct. Because I am a superior thinker. That's why. Because I am the way, the truth, and the light. I have been ordained by God to teach you with reality. I'm here to liberate you. As long as religion has an economic basis, it cannot be taught in public education because it will brainwash the students to tithe money 10% to the church, or they will suffer eternal damnation.
Rudy, now hold on a minute. Rudy, Congressman Dannemeyer also, in his legislation, has also proposed that we allow voluntary prayer in our public schools, and I agree with that, don't you? Now, Rudy, what is wrong with voluntary prayer?
Okay, you can pray in the closet, or pray with the Glee Club or the Gay and Lesbian Society after school. God, you don't need to pray in school and disrupt a logical and rational thinking processes with a bunch of Christian voodoo.
Well, what is wrong with voluntary prayer in public school? What's wrong with that?
Because it disrupts a logical thinking processes, and it puts it in the realm of religion where we have separation of church and state. We are not a theocracy like
Rudy,
Israel.
Rudy, I think I've had enough of you. I think I have had all...
Well, Wally, the day that religion is taught in public education in the United States is the day that I will burn the American flag. I will burn it. I will burn it. I will burn it. I will burn it.
This man is obviously sick, and he should be locked away for the rest of his life. Good night, everybody.
One of the greatest tragedies of
1-877-YES-CBMI.
Okay. Now, next on our program, we have a young lady who's going to debate me on the subject of sex in advertising. Hold it. I say that advertisers are using too much sex to sell their products. And here's a girl who does a lot of these advertisements, and very sexy ones, and she'll debate me on this. Here she is. Her name is Michelle Hess. Here she is. I think they sprayed that dress on her. What do you think? Well, how are you, Michelle?
Fine, Wally. How are you?
Well, I'm okay. You appear in some of these ads that I've seen on television, and you know, what I'm saying in this day and age of AIDS, what I'm saying is sex should be played down. But the advertising media now, everything is, they're playing sex up. And I'm sick and tired of it. On television, on billboards, in magazines, everything they sell today, they're selling it with sex. And I say it's wrong. Do you think so? No. Wait a minute. My audience is going against me. I can't believe it. Now, what do you think on this, Michelle?
Well, I think the average person knows the difference between what goes on a commercial and what goes on in real life, that they could tell the difference that these commercials don't lead to AIDS and they don't lead to all these sexual diseases.
Yeah, but Michelle, it's very misleading advertising. I mean, have you seen this stuff where they say, and this girl comes out and she's brushing her teeth with some stupid toothpaste, and she says, hey, you know, if you guys use this toothpaste, you can get any girl you want. Now, what kind of stupid stuff is that?
That's so misleading, Wally. That's not the way it happens. What that toothpaste commercial that you're talking about, what it says is, if you use this toothpaste, you'll have kissable breath. Oh. And there's nothing wrong with that.
They have deodorant ads that use sex, and they tell some stupid little wimp, hey, if you use this deodorant, you'll get any girl in town. That's stupid, isn't it? It's very misleading advertising, Michelle. You got to admit that it's trying to tell guys and girls, if they use their product, they don't buy the product because the product is good. They're buying it because the whole idea is, if you buy this product, you're going to score with the opposite sex. That's what they're saying.
I think only a demented and twisted mind like Wally George's could turn an innocent commercial into something pornographic like that.
Demented. At least I don't make perverted ads like you do. Perverted.
My ads aren't perverted. I think the ads that I've been in have only showed that I've had a healthy body.
Oh,
and that it also draws attention to the product that they're trying to sell, and there's nothing wrong with that.
It is. I mean, they're going way beyond what they should be doing. They're going way beyond it because, you know, even on these magazine shows like Two on the Town and Eye on LA, the advertising, especially during ratings weeks, they always show naked bodies. Now, I think
that you should add your name to that list, Wally. I've seen girls on his show mud wrestle. I see girls rip off their clothes, jump on his desk, give him a good kiss. What do you think about that? Yeah, add your show to the list on that wall.
I only have those girls on to expose them for what they are. That's why.
I think Wally has them on his show to get their phone numbers.
Oh! Let me tell you this, Michelle. I want to tell you, I want to give you a little example of what I think. Now, I made some commercials, and I want to give you a little example of what I think is really good taste in advertising. And then I'm going to show you one that this ludicrous Michelle did. And then I'm going to let my audience, because I know they're really good, moral Americans, I'm going to let my studio audience here vote and see which one is the best commercial. My good, wholesome, all-American, moral commercial, or Michelle's ludicrous commercial. Now, first of all, let's watch my commercial and see how great it is. Go ahead and roll it, Kevin. Go ahead.
Hey, I'm out of here. And into camping, the American way to travel. I got my Coleman camping trailer at Carl's Acres of Trailers right here in Ontario. Carl's has camping trailers, travel trailers, and fifth wheels. Pick one. There's 6 huge acres of them, plus great low prices. I love it, and you'll love it too at Carl's Acres of Trailers, the American way to the great outdoors. Carl's Acres of Trailers in Ontario.
How about that, huh? Wasn't that good? Now you see, Michelle, now there was, wait a minute. Now there was a good, wholesome commercial.
And very boring.
Oh!
Who would change the channel if they saw that? I would.
No, wait.
I'd have the old
Michelle,
control.
hold on.
Change that.
There was a very, very good, moral, American commercial. We didn't use any sex. I didn't walk around half naked. I mean, I was sitting there.
Maybe you should have, Wally.
Now, you see, now we're going to show you how Michelle's people sell. Now look how different it is. This is how she sells the product. It's terrible. Watch this. It's just ludicrous.
Are you into hard bodies? Well, if you are, Fontana Nissan has what you're looking for. Now, through the 4th of July weekend, Fontana Nissan will put you into a Nissan hardbody truck for only $59.95. That's right, just $59.95 for that famous Nissan hardbody. Only at Fontana Nissan, 714-829-0571.
Fontana Nissan, the #1 hardbody dealer in Fontana. Come on down.
All right, now we're going to take a vote. I'm sure I can count on my audience. Now, all those who think my commercial was best, applaud. All those who think Michelle's commercial, applaud. I can't believe it. My whole audience has gone sex mad.
I think Wally's gone a little mad himself.
Well, you know, you're just as bad as Brooke Shields. I mean, it's getting out of hand. Do you remember Brooke Shields saying, "Nothing comes between me and my Calvin Kleins"? Oh, come on. That's filthy.
It's guys like you too, Wally, who think that the diaper commercials for little babies are provoke child pornography.
Come on.
It's true, Wally. You probably have sex on your mind 24 hours a day.
like to see us surrender to the Soviet Union, right? Now, tell me. All right, now tell me if you can, what it is you have against Ronald Reagan.
I believe that this country was founded on the principles of liberty and justice, principles that Ronald Reagan has rejected.
How has he rejected it?
Ronald Reagan has rejected the basic principles of liberty on which this country stands by advocating international sanctions to achieve political policy, by advocating drug testing, by advocating bans on various kinds of personal activities represented by the report of the Presidential Pornography Commission. Ronald Reagan, in short, represents the conservative sellout to liberalism.
Oh, God. What he does represent is what is good for America. He is anti-communism. He is standing up for freedom, not only in this country, but in the entire free world. And if I understand your stupid party manifesto, you would like us to bring all of our troops home and say to hell with our allies. Is that right?
Wally, we believe in freedom everywhere in the world, but we believe that free men and women have the right to decide who they will fight and who they will not fight.
All right, now look, you say that you're against military service, that nobody should have to serve in the military.
No draft.
No, all right. Hey, wait a minute. You say no draft, no draft? You don't have to worry. They wouldn't accept you anyway. Hey, let me ask you, I'm sure people at home are wondering who this idiot is standing. Who is this guy? Hold it. Who is this guy standing over your shoulder?
He's the party.
Hey, who is this guy?
That's my aide, Mark Benzicaine.
Your aide, Mark Benzicaine. Well, I think he picked the right word, don't you? Now let me tell you something. Hold on. Let me tell you something. You say no draft. You think nobody should be able to should have to serve in the military unless they want to? Is that correct?
Darn right.
Now, what if we are attacked? Should you have to have a draft then?
No.
Wait a minute. If this country, hold everybody.
Draft Wally.
If this country went to war, would you serve in the military?
Depends on who we were fighting.
Oh, now what? Country went to war, let's say with the Soviet Union, would you fight in our army?
If we went to war with the Soviet Union, we'd be a mass of hulking radioactive material in 20 years.
Wait a minute. You're not going to wiggle out of this.
Bill, you're...
Welcome back. Okay, this is the final segment of our show now. And David, it's time for our last guest on the hot seat. Would you introduce her, please?
It's nothing but up from here, Wally, I think, tonight. Next up is Susan Moore, who is an actress, a comedian, a feminist, and she's from this magazine, the famous or infamous magazine, Laugh Factory.
First of all, Suzanne, if you are really a feminist, how can you come dressed half naked like that, right?
Just because I'm a feminist doesn't mean I have to look like a football player. I mean, really.
A feminist is a woman who wants to be a man, isn't she?
I don't want to be a man. I just want to have equal time as men get.
Let me tell you something, Suzanne. You are for the feminist cause, and I've said this time after time.
Say it again, Wally.
I'll say it again. Feminists have hurt women more than they've helped them.
Would you rather us be barefoot and pregnant chained to a stove?
Hey.
Yeah.
I mean, really, Wally? Wally, we're human beings just like these guys are human beings. So
hold on. Hey, hold on. Suzanne, I have nothing against women. I love women, but I say...
You love women?
But I want to tell you, I say women should be women and men should be men.
Wait, look, you know, I'm not saying I want to wear the pants in the family. Not at all. I want to have the opportunity. I want to have the opportunity to do the same things that you do. You're no better than I am. Wait. When was the last time any of you boys wanted to go out with another boy? Man. When was the last time any of you men wanted to go out with another man? So they're saying they're homosexuals?
What I'm saying is...
I'm listening, Wally.
What I'm saying is the feminist cause has really hurt women because they've made them less and less feminine.
Do I look less feminine? No!
It isn't how you look, it's the way you act, and I'll bet you any amount of money.
Now, how would you know?
Are you married?
Am I married?
Yes.
No, but I have a fabulous boyfriend. A fabulous boyfriend who's very supportive of what I do. He thinks it's great that I'm out there as an actress and a comedian and making my life work. Just because I'm a woman doesn't mean I have to sit around.
What the whole thing is that I'm trying to say is women are ruining relationships.
Oh, please.
Women are ruining marriages.
And women are ruining relationships.
That's
when
right.
was the last time you hung out with a bunch of girls?
No, what I'm saying is, what women are doing is they are ruining relationships by not behaving as women should.
Wally, there's more men that can't deal with a job, so the women have to get in there and make the money.
In marriage, there has to be a head of the home, and the feminists fail to realize that the man must be the head of the house. Bye, everybody.
the love of your life. Visit Petfinder at aspca.org.
Everybody, hold it down, the audience. Let's get to our next guest. Go
Okay,
ahead.
next up tonight, Wally, we have Ron Sindelair, who is... How can you boo him just for his name? This is Ron Sindelair, who is against the mandatory drug testing. Now you can boo him.
Now, Ron...
You should test your audience before they come in here, Wally.
Hey, we should test you, pal. What do you think? Hey, let me ask you right off the bat. Would you accept a drug test?
Of course not.
Now, what do you have against mandatory drug testing in America?
First of all, it's none of their business. What I do in my own home is my personal business, and it's in violation. It's in violation of the First Amendment.
Let me tell you.
If I'm going to go to work sober the next day, what do they care if I party at night?
I say this, anybody who serves in sensitive jobs, especially in the government, we have the right to know if they're on drugs.
First off, why don't you bring back prohibition?
No, listen, we're talking about a serious killer here in America.
Okay, what if someone goes to get a job and they just smoke marijuana, you know, once or twice a week? They smoke marijuana and they go to work the next day fine. But what about the old people, all the alcoholics that go to work the next day all hungover, all bent out of shape?
All right, listen. We are talking about a serious killer problem in America, and the President of the United States has declared a war, hold it down, has declared a war on drugs. Now, how would you like to have the pilot who is flying your commercial airline be strung out on drugs?
If he can handle... Wally, there's a difference between using drugs and abusing drugs. Those are two different things.
Using drugs leads to abusing drugs.
I have a feeling you're using and abusing drugs. Hold on. Let me tell you this. Do you realize that there are doctors who are performing operations who are druggies? There are people driving right here in L.A. buses who are druggies. There are people in automobiles.
And they're alcoholics too, and they come to work the next day all hungover.
That has no comparison to cocaine, and you know damn well.
Yeah, cocaine you can do the night before and wake up the next morning and be fine, go to work all pepped up and ready to go.
That is for about 10 minutes, right?
No, it's worse to be an alcoholic and be hungover at work.
That is a lot of baloney. That's the biggest problem. Either you don't know what you're talking about or don't care.
What is happening here in the United States of America is the drugging of America. The President of the United States and the First Lady have taken it to heart because they know what is happening. They don't want to see a bunch of zombies around this country with fried brains like you, huh? I say every employer has the right to know if his or her employee is a druggie, if they're under the influence of drugs, and I say especially in any kind of sensitive position. There are too many...
Well, they should have done it before all the people died on the space shuttle.
Oh, what has that got to do with this?
All those alcoholics on the space shuttle.
We have one other person.
And who's
hold on.
Who's to say? Wait, you hold on. Hey, who's to say? How many times? How many times have you drove by by a bar at lunchtime and see all the workers there drinking up a storm.
All right, that is an entirely...
Taking Valiums. That's drugs. It's the same thing, drugs.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. It's not at all the same as hard drugs. There is no comparison whatsoever.
What about just plain marijuana? You can do that the night before.
Marijuana leads to hard drugs. You cannot compare hard drugs to alcohol. Now, hold on. We have someone else here in the audience, Merrill Phillips. We got your Merrill?
There is something that I feel that everybody ought to be aware of, though.
Hold on, Merrill. You are also, let's establish this, you are also against mandatory drug testing. Why are you against it?
Because, first off, basically, I don't defend drugs.
I can't hear you.
My position is this. More than 13 million Americans have tried pot, and more than 9 million of them are current smokers. And the reason that I'm against it is the Southern California Edison Company recently had to stop. They recently had to stop not testing people for all other drugs. They had to stop not hiring marijuana people because of the fact there were so many of them that they couldn't find qualified workers. Plus, if a man has been on a job for 20 years, he hasn't done anything wrong, he uses drugs on the side, and he's still productive, he still does his work, why does he have to be terminated because of a drug test? That is highly inaccurate.
I'll answer that. Because how can you tell? We're back. Wally George here with the Hot Seat Show. And David, it's time for our final guest on the Hot Seat.
Next we have a guy who says he can solve people's problems. He's a motivator, Antoine Marengo.
There he is. Now, wait a minute. Hey, hold on. Who is this bimbo that you brought with you?
I felt, since I'm coming to face you, confront you, so I figured you have so many bodyguards here. Everybody, supports you, so I want somebody to support me. So what do you give me?
She's no bodyguard. She's a bimbo guard. Antoine.
Let me tell you why I brought her. Because I felt, if you become powerful with me, I'll give her to you.
Wally, that's a challenge.
Hey, wait a minute. Do you think I'd want to go out with a bimbo like that?
I don't know. Let's take a look.
Now, hold on. We haven't got too much time. Antoine, the reason that you're here is obviously you are a phony. You go on the air. I've seen you, hold it, gang. I've seen you on television, and there you are telling people how to solve their problems, how to find themselves, how to be successful. What qualifications do you have? Are you a psychologist?
Well, let me tell you,
What qualifications do you have?
I have come through this world from the street. That's what I learned.
You belong back in the street. No, but let me ask you, fine. Are you a psychologist?
Okay, I am an individual that learned all the secrets that I have accumulated is from trials and errors.
But what qualifies you to go on the air and advise people?
What qualifies you to stand there and tell me what I'm doing?
I'm Mr. America, that's why.
Now remember, I told you that you are an individual that has been contributing over a period of years selflessly. You have helped a lot of people, so you have become a being of result nature. I'm telling you who you are, so that you stand, so you can stand, face, and conquer problems. You got to know who you are.
Hey, the biggest problem I have to conquer is getting rid of him.
Well, I'm going to stay with you.
Now, you know what? You have said on your television show that the way to be successful, I've heard him say on the television, he leans into that camera and says, here's the way to be successful. And, hey, he says he's successful, and look who he winds up with.
I like her.
But he's... Hey, he's a big television star. This is the best he could find. Okay. Now listen, what I'm... No offense. What I'm trying to say is I've heard him say on the air, in order to be successful, Antoine, you said you've got to be balanced, right?
Yes.
I think this guy is unbalanced. What do you think?
Push some stupid segment of the feminist movement is model and actress Sharon Blair.
Here she is. Bring on Sharon.
Where is she?
Okay.
You're not dressed like a true feminist, that's for sure.
Why should I be?
Okay, we may have to move the mic in a little closer, David. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. That's fine.
All right.
Now, you're an actress and a model, and you're not married yet, right, Sharon?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Now you know what? Elizabeth Dole, who has resigned. Hold it down, the audience. Elizabeth Dole, who resigned her job on the cabinet to be by her husband's side to help him in his run for the presidency, was criticized by a lot of other women, feminists, who said that when a wife is a wife, her place is by her husband's side. And the feminists said, no way, she should never have quit her job. When a woman has a job, she should be able to keep it even if she is married, and her place is not by her husband's side. I say, if a woman wants to have a career, fine, stay single. But once she puts that gold band on, once she gets married, her place is with her husband.
Why?
Now, don't you agree with that?
No, you're out of your mind. It's
Oh!
just because
Out of my mind.
you get married, what, is your life over? You have no more abilities of creativity or to contribute to society just because you're married?
Because, hey, listen.
To help your husband.
Hey, if you want to contribute to society, if you want to have a career, Sharon, then don't get married. You see, that's why we have
What's the matter, Wally? Can't you do both at once? You can't do them both at the same time? Be married and have a career?
No, I'll tell you what. Hey, I'll tell you what. Women are trying to be men, are trying to compete with men, and hold on. I'm saying this. We didn't have so many divorces a few years ago when Mom was home baking cookies in the kitchen.
That's not true. Come on, guys.
Hey, Sharon.
You can't possibly believe that.
What I'm saying, Sharon, is women, hey, the reason marriages are breaking up so much, Sharon, is women have become too independent. They have to realize...
Independent what? Aren't men independent? What's the difference between men and women both being independent and individuals?
Women have to...
there's a physical difference, but there's no difference in mental attitude or capabilities or intelligence. There's not a difference there.
But women have to realize once they get married, their primary goal is not to advance themselves, but to help advance their husbands.
There's a huge difference. Man was created first. Woman was just an afterthought.
Afterthoughts. Why did they have any? Did God create them with a brain or with any mental capacity?
He didn't.
No, I'm saying this. You see, women have to realize. You see, these feminists have brainwashed the women of America.
The A-Team, weeknights at 5 on the new KDOC TV.
And now Bill Bancroft, it's time. Oh, he's back, and I can hardly believe it. I'm ready to take him on now. If you bring on... Hold it down. Once again, our liberal loudmouth over here. Hold it down. Shh, shh, shh. Okay.
Well, you're right. This laser brain, liberal loudmouth, sitting right here, wants to convince you, I can't believe he's going to try this, that you should be opposed to Operation Rescue.
Oh, okay.
Right here next to me is Jim Myers.
Jim Myers, there he is. Now, you know, Jim, hold it. Jim,
You are just one of many liberal lame brains who are protesting Operation Rescue, which took place here last weekend. And why are you protesting? You know, you guys don't mind holding your signs up saying, keep abortion legal. What you really mean is keep murder legal. But you object to these poor people who are protesting an Operation Rescue like they did last weekend when they're only... Shut up, moron!
Before we go any further, I've been meaning to ask you a question. Where's your former sidekick? I have a feeling he's lounging in an insane asylum somewhere after spending time with you. In fact, after listening to Bill, I think he's well on his way.
Hold on, you idiot. Listen.
He has no business even being on the show.
He has any business being on this show, do you? Now, wait a minute. Now, wait a minute. What I'm trying to say is...
Not very well,
why are you protesting these people from Operation Rescue who are only staging these protests to try to save the lives of little innocent unborn children?
Well, first of all, Wally, let me say that I appreciate the opportunity to be here. I know you and I have debated many controversial issues over time, and I don't think any are as emotional as this one.
That's right.
People are truly divided,
Saving
and I
lives.
Understand why, and so I do appreciate the opportunity to expose this deranged old geezer and his backward views.
Answer my question. Why
first of all, Mr. Law and Order, when liberals break the law, you want to throw them in prison. You pound your desk for the stiffest penalties. But now a group who is illegal that you agree with, well, you can't wait to forgive them. Don't forget, Mr. George, that abortion is legal. It's legal.
Let me tell you, my
I
friend.
protest their illegal activities. Until the laws are changed, women have the legal right to have an abortion. And your people are in their way, and I resent it. In fact, any thinking human being ought to resent it.
I resent
There's very few here, but...
I resent you and your people, because I'll tell you, what we're trying to do in Operation Rescue, and I'm a part of them, what we're trying to do is to step in and go back and reverse the law back to the way it was in 1973. Yes, they were trying to block the doors of those slaughterhouse clinics, and I say God bless them. They were trying to stop women from committing murder and slaughtering their babies.
You see, he would return to the days where women were forced to have abortions in dirty, dark dungeons where they're maimed and killed.
No, I would go back to the days when women, if they didn't want to have babies, they would cross their legs and say no.
Those days are long gone, Mr. George.
Just say no.
Yeah.
Just say no. Just say no. Just say no.
That's right. Jim.
And all these guys, as soon as they're outside with their girlfriends, scream, please say yes.
Oh, shut up. What I'm saying is, you guys are always screaming for the rights of criminals, the rights of criminals, for the rights of the gays, for the rights of everybody.
Don't lump me in with all those people. We're talking about abortion.
Yeah, but period. What I'm saying is, you liberals are screaming about rights. Well, what about the rights of the unborn children, right? They have rights.
What about women's rights to make their own decisions? You know, I can't imagine the gall that you have to try to walk in women's shoes. You of all people, well, you're about a half a woman. You cannot be in their shoes. You cannot understand the way a woman thinks when she genuinely believes she does not want a child.
Hey, wait a minute. When she decides she does not want a child, what she is deciding is that she's going to murder her child, and I say that's wrong.
Like most of your views, They're too simple. They're too backward. Abortion is a controversial issue because it involves controversial side issues that you refuse to even address, such as what about choice versus government control? What about a woman's right to make her own decisions with her own body? What about various definitions of what is life? What about religion? All these are issues that make up that subject. It's not just as simple to bang your ugly desk.
Will you shut up? What about the right of a little innocent unborn child? And doctors have said that, I'll tell you, babies are human living beings from the moment of conception. And you people,
you scream and yell about their rights. What about the rights of the woman? What about them?
I'm telling you, if a woman is playing around in the hay, she has to accept the consequences.
You see, you're too ignorant. You're too ignorant to understand that Operation Rescue. You're too ignorant to understand that Operation Rescue ought to be devoting its efforts to educating children through the school system. It ought to be educating parents to do a better job and leave legal actions alone.
Have for about the last 25 years in Orange County.
One of your main things is controlling traffic.
Yeah, it is, because we find out there's so many people who live in a homeowners association that they just don't have enough parking because people fill their garage up with things and then they don't have any place to park. So they park outside and then there's no guest parking. Right. And we do over 600 different community associations in Orange County and solve their problems.
You know, he has over 600 clients. It's unbelievable. And anything about security, you know, protection of any kind, whatever, call Bill, and you can talk to him personally at this number. He will talk to you, Bill Bancroft himself, in person.
And he will give you a discount if you mention Wally's name.
Just mention Wally, Georgia, and you get a discount at area code 714-541-0999, 541-0999. Okay, Bill Bancroft. Now, we're going to talk, right?
We are.
Like we have for so many years.
Right.
On the hot seat, on a hot seat show. Tragic thing about. I talked about this in one of my commentaries about the terrible execution of the granddaughter of Los Angeles Police Chief Park.
Yeah.
I just think it is unbelievable, and when I gave a commentary on this last week, I stated something that nobody else has stated. I came up with a theory that how do we know that the granddaughter wasn't the intended victim to begin with? Everyone says, well, they were after the guy that she was in the car with. He was in the passenger side. He had gang connections and so forth, and so they said they were after him. And but look at what happened, Bill. Here comes the guy with the gun. Quickly, this guy ducks. But this guy still opens fire.
Yeah.
And he must have known, because he had ducked, he wasn't going to get him. He fires right into this young lady.
And another thing, if you think about it from a practical point of view, if you're the gunman and you pointed at this guy and he jerks back, all you have to do is just move your gun a little bit and you still get him.
Yeah.
He's right there. But that didn't happen. So there's kind of some reason to think your theory maybe have some ability to hold water.
Well, thank you. For a change, maybe something I say can hold water.
Why did he shoot 5 times?
Huh?
Why did he shoot 5 times instead of once?
Yeah, why did he shoot? Very good, Jeff. Put one out for Jeff. 5 times, and he knew the guy had ducked. He couldn't even see the guy, but he fired 5 times. Now, people may say, but Wally, why would these guys, these gang members, why would they want to kill Chief Parks's granddaughter? Why? Because they're angry at Chief Parks because he's been defending the Rampart police officers who have, they said, criminally killed gang members and beat them up, everything, and have brutally murdered a lot of their pals. Now comes the retaliation. Okay, you're going to get rid of our guys, we're going to get rid of your granddaughter. Why hasn't anyone brought this up? Not one person, not one newspaper has brought up that this could have been the scenario.
It could be, but we probably should make clear, do we have any evidence that that's the case?
Well, common sense. If I was after somebody and he ducked before I could shoot him, I wouldn't still keep on shooting like Jeff said 5 times. I would come a little closer to the car and look inside and try to see where he was and then shoot. But when he ducked out of sight, he still shot not once but 5 times.
That's right.
Does that make any sense?
No, it doesn't make any sense. And what kind of a gang member can't hit something that's that close?
I think it could be retaliation, because everyone knows that the chief was very close to his granddaughter, and she was at all of his public functions, and he adored her.
Oh, yeah.
So that's something we should think about.
It's an interesting theory. I think you may have something there that does hold water.
Somebody should look into that, huh? Why am I the only one who has any brains around here besides Bill Bancroft, of course?
And I didn't think of that one.
Thanks, Bill.
Thank you, Wally.
See you next week. Patrol 1 Security. Talk to Bill Bancroft personally. 714-541-0999. Take a little break, and I'll come right back, and I will have some final words for you all. Thank you. If you're in the market for some new carpeting or new tiles and things, come into Carpet and Tile World. I'll tell you, you can shop at home. Yeah, they will come to you. Or you can go to them. Wholesale to the public. That's right, wholesale to the public. You can save up to 50% when you mention Wally George at Carpet and Tile World. Hey, you want to lose weight, take off inches? You've been trying other products? Let me recommend Bonjour Body Wraps. I mean, you can actually take off 5 to 10 inches. It's unbelievable. Mention Wally George and you get a special discount at Bonjour Body Wraps, Health and Fitness. Talk to Randy. Say, hey, saw you on the Wally George show. You'll love the place.
36, 24, 36. Curves all in the right places. Now you can have intimate conversation with the most beautiful girls in the world. Simply by calling 1-800-WE-ARE-18. $2.99 to $5.99 for steamy minute. Talk to one or two of us. Call 1-800-WE-ARE-18. Adults only. Why settle for anything less than perfect? You can also visit us on the web at www.weare18.com.
The new KDOC TV is Wise Guy at 21 Jump Street. Action-packed. Jump Street at 6, Wise Guy at 7. Weeknights on the new KDOC TV.
Okay, we're back, and time do fly. Gotta say goodbye. Thanks for being with us. Hey, we have a lot of fun here every single night, 6 nights a week. Be with us, and you'll be a better American. Wally George, your fearless leader, okay? Saturday nights from 12 until 1 on the hot seat, okay? And now may the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. In your rising up and your lying down, in your labor and in your leisure, in your laughter and in your tears, until that one day when you come to stand before Jesus, when there is no